Welcome to the Rams Review, live from Pride Park Stadium. Owen Bradley with former Derby County captain Sean Barker alongside, here to bring you some reaction to a first league win of Derby season. The Rams back in the Championship and off and running thanks to a 1-0 victory over Middlesbrough this afternoon. A real gutsy, determined display this from the Rams, who win by 1-0 thanks to Caden Jackson's second in as many games. He ran from the halfway line and rounded the goalkeeper to take the Rams' chance 13 minutes in. Derby lost a couple to injury. Josh Vickers, though, fantastic in goal for the Rams, when we've been talking a lot about another goalkeeper over the last day or two. Lots to talk about with Sean Barker, and you'll hear from Paul Warne and Ben Osborn shortly. Emotional day for him, making his first start at Pride Park. But Parks, goodness me, they put us through it, but Derby get the win.
They did. There was certainly a relief at the end of the game when the whistle blew and the whole crowd was just overjoyed with getting the 3 points here at Pride Park. It was a dogged performance. We defended excellently. Josh Vickers was outstanding in goal, making saves and coming for crosses and just commanding his area. And we were the team that took the moment. So the one chance, the clear-cut chance we had in the game, Jackson did so well, and that wasn't an easy finish because you've got so much time on your hands, so much to think about, so much going through your head, and he just stayed calm. Middlesbrough, a good side. We knew they would be. They're going to be up there in and around that top six. But when they got in those positions, they were wasteful. But you have to give credit to that defensive line to say, well, yes, we were under pressure. I think we had only 30% of possession, only a few chances at goal. They did make the most of it, but we certainly didn't mind. And
more to come from Barks, so get you some reaction from downstairs. If you think you're tired, this man is too. Paul Warne.
Yeah, not as exhausted as the lads and the fans. I think I speak for everybody. Check your passport and your driving licence. Everyone's aged by about 10 years. It was an absolute tester. I mean, in fairness, the last home game was for a different reason, and this is, we've stepped up a level, brought some fresh faces in. We obviously need to bring more fresh faces in, but to the man, I thought the lads worked really hard. There's certain games where you can't go toe-to-toe and press at the front of the pitch because they've got, and I don't mind saying it because the lads know this, they've got quicker, better athletes, so you just got to get picked off and look stupid. So we had to be succinct in our shape, and we had to press from that, and we had to counter from that, and fortunately we got a goal from that. And at times I thought we looked quite dangerous, but obviously when the fatigue kicks in, which it did, when we did win the ball back, we couldn't see the wood through the trees, and we gave it back to them too many times. But that doesn't go away from the fact of how proud I am. I said to him in there, I was prouder of them today than I was at home to Carlisle, because I know how good the opposition are, how many questions they ask of you, how much pace they've got everywhere, and the lads literally gassed out. So, and the fans gassed out as well, I think. Everyone kept singing for the lads, and the lads appreciate it.
We've talked so many times about moments defining games, and Caden Jackson made the moment happen for you today. Former striker yourself, how difficult was that chance for him? Because he made it look easy.
Yeah, it does look easy, doesn't it? And you can feel the whole crowd going. It was like, what's that cartoon I used to love? Oh, God, anyway. It will come to me at the end of the interview, and you can edit it lovely. But it was like, catch the pigeon a little bit. But he was through, and everyone's going, go on, there's no one near you, just keep running. You could feel the whole crowd, including myself, like, go on. But the thing is, as a player, you got the ball at your feet and you're running, and you're thinking, don't mess this up, this is a right chance to score, come on mate, you've got this. And the whole time, it's like time slows down really. So you can talk yourself out of it, that's the truth, and the best players don't. And Caden's took it really calmly, went round the keeper, and that is an amazing feeling when you know you're just putting it into an empty net. And even then I've seen players miss it. I mean, I'm not saying he's Ronnie Rosenthal, but I've seen players miss it where they think they've got it on lock, and it was a good goal and deserved of the way the lads broke from the press. So, but it isn't easy. I mean, all 30,000 of us, including myself, thought, well, this is a goal, but until it hits the net, you just don't know.
You defended fantastically, and we've been talking about one goalkeeper a lot in the last 24 hours. A word for Josh Vickers today.
Yeah, Josh was, he looked a lot more like himself today, which is great. So, we want two goalkeepers to compete. I mean, we've got three goalkeepers, respectfully. And that's what you want. And that's why you try and sign players that you think are better than what you've had. that sounds awful, but you want players that got to push on. So, you know, our job as a football club is to sign another striker to compete with Jerry, to compete with Days, to compete with Colo, and someone who comes in and the ones below are thinking, not happy with that, okay, we'll train harder, get better. And that is what competition does, and that is why, you know, and I thought Middlesbrough were excellent, by the way, and I think they'll be a top 6 team, but they're bringing 2 players on that they've paid $4 million each for. So, like, we're competing against really good sides, and that's why you want to be in this league. But to get 3 points is big, and you need everything to go your way. And it felt like one of them days today where I thought everything would. And Josh was a massive part of his contribution was phenomenal.
You did have a bit of adversity to come through. You lost 2 defenders in the first half in Kane Wilson and Aaron Cashin. Any updates on either of them?
Well, I think everyone knows that Cash was a concussion sub. He was sort of, it looked a bit, I was a bit worried initially because he was moving strangely. I mean, you probably zoomed in and thought, it just felt like it didn't look nice. He came off, he wasn't, I don't know if you noticed his smiley face when he came off, but he thought he could play on as players do, and he's definitely a competitor. So I don't know if we took it as a concussion sub. And then Kane tightened up. He did report a little bit of tightness on Thursday, so we came off him, but then he felt fine on Friday. So that is hugely disappointing because, you know, in decisions when you're selecting the team, if you know someone isn't perfect, like Ryan's ledge. So, you know, in the same way, if Ryan was in my thoughts and he wasn't perfect, I could play the other one, Kane, sorry. So I think he's like just tweaked his hammy. I think he's come off precautionary, but you're right, it isn't ideal. You go 1-0 up and you lose 2 of your players. So we had to shuffle the pack, and I don't know if you could see on the side of the pitch, but it was absolute mayhem trying to make the next sub, because we were thinking, like, you know, I wanted to put Dej on because I thought Dej might give a bit more, but then I didn't want to take him off. I wanted to keep Ozzy on the pitch, but I wanted to put fresh legs on. I mean, if I was mic'd up, honestly, it would be 5 minutes of pure entertainment. So that was confusing for us all. But luckily we got the subs right, I think. Well, we won. So I'm just really proud of all the group, the coaches, the fitness guys, the physios, the media, camera people, everyone, fans. The person who kindly opens the door when I come. And he gave me his pen today. He's my new favourite. So a good day.
We'll let you go have a lie down. Well done.
Am I ever? Thanks, mate. Thanks. I literally am.
Paul's exhausted. I'm exhausted. I think Sean's exhausted as well. But Derby won it and got the 3 points. And let's start with the goal. As I said to Paul there, the number of times we talked last season about the moments that won Derby matches and ultimately won the promotion, and they had maybe one moment in front of goal today, and Caden Jackson took it brilliantly.
He did. It was a mistake from Jones, who plays the ball back to the goalkeeper, who's nowhere near him. And as soon as Jackson goes through, I think everyone presumes it's an easy chance because he's got lots of space. He's obviously got the pace to keep him ahead of the defenders. But as soon as the goalkeeper retreats, he's got probably 5 or 6 seconds to really think about what he's going to do when he gets in front of goal. And every touch was perfect. He kept it 3 or 4 yards in front of him so he can keep at top speed. He didn't let it go too far and encourage the goalkeeper off his line. So he kept it in a nice kind of momentum to get to the edge of the box. And as soon as you get in the 1v1, the touch has to be perfect to get around the keeper, and it was. And it was a brilliant goal from a really poor moment from Jones, but Caden Jackson made the most of it. And that was the clear-cut chance that Derby had. He needed to take it, he did, and that's ultimately why you get 3 points.
And we talk about signings, new faces, the transfer window's still open. Already, he's sort of showing his worth, I suppose.
Well, yes, the players Paul's just alluded to there, you're always looking to go one better. You're always looking to get something slightly different that you had before. Now, we had some really good footballers last year, and I think their time at the club was coming to an end because Paul obviously wants physical, athletic, high energy, high pressing a team of individuals, and Caden Jackson's got those qualities. I said in pre-season I saw enough opportunities that he had in the pre-season games, even without taking them. You want a striker, you want an attacking player to get in those positions, and he had the snapshot. I think maybe 5 minutes into the game, it was him that had the clear-cut opportunity. So for Jackson, second goal in two games. Paul's always looking to add, always looking to add quality, and every little position is always up for threat in terms of if you're not performing, there's someone else that can replace you.
Derby were outstanding defensively at home last season, and they were perfect today. Middlesbrough, yes, had lots and lots of chances, more than Paul Warne would have liked, I'm sure. Josh Vickers was good, did everything he was expected to do, and dominated his box quite well.
He did. I think Paul will look back and say, well, the chances that Middlesbrough created weren't clear-cut enough in terms of the possession they had, in terms of the shots they had. The majority were from the edge of the box. I think they were wasteful, Middlesbrough, because they didn't test Josh Vickers well enough with those opportunities. They played some wonderful football, found little pockets really well, were really creative in the final third without getting clear-cut opportunities in front of goal. And that's what, obviously, Michael Carrick will be disappointed with. But I think Paul will be quite pleased to say, well, I know they had chances, I know they had opportunities, but how many clear cuts did they create with the possession they had? I thought Josh Vickers was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. If you think about the week that's happened, everyone kind of knows that this transfer was likely to happen. We're talking about this goalkeeper. He's going to be the number one, the future goalkeeper for the football club. That puts an added pressure on Josh Vickers in goal, and I thought he dealt with it brilliantly. He made 3 or 4 wonderful saves, commanded the area brilliantly. How many times did he come and collect crosses, especially when the defenders needed that little bit of help? So, along with him, and probably don't forget the fact that we've had 2 defenders coming off the pitch with injuries. I thought Nambi was outstanding. Sonny Bradley, the longer it went on, more suited him, because him and Nels could defend that box really well. So all in all, everyone had to dig in. Everyone had to kind of work their socks off for the team, and ultimately you get the 3 points because of all the hard work out of possession you had to do.
I know Derby won in the week, but how important is it that they have their first championship win and responded to the defeat at Blackburn last week, which obviously everyone was disappointed by?
They were, but kind of post-match, I wasn't too disappointed with the performance with Blackburn. I just thought that if you flip it in terms of Blackburn and Middlesbrough, they had the chances and took them and punished Derby last week. Middlesbrough had more chances probably in this game, and they didn't make the most of those moments. So there's going to be times when you pick up results when you're not expecting. I don't think too many expected 3 points for Derby today against a very strong Middlesbrough side. Paul alluded to the fact that they've got the opportunity to bring on players that they've spent millions on in their squad, but ultimately, it's just about getting the performance, getting the result you need here at Pride Park, and obviously building from the confidence in midweek to get your first home win of the league season. Something special, and it meant so much to 30,000 in the crowd because they felt it for the second half because they were on edge. And ultimately, we did enough to win the game.
It meant an awful lot to this man as well, Ben Osborn, the boyhood Derby fan, making his first Pride Park start this lunchtime.
Yeah, obviously amazing when that final whistle went. Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere was unbelievable from the start. We got the early goal. And then, yeah, to be fair, like, it was just, it gave me so much energy, to be fair, the fans. And then, like, to soak it all in at the end was, yeah, emotional. Yeah, a bit overwhelming, to be fair. But, yeah, good.
And helps to win the game, of course.
Yeah, definitely. It helps to get off the board. We were a bit frustrated with how it went opening game against Blackburn, and you know, you are eager to get some points on the board, especially, you know, a team coming up from League One. So you knew it was going to be a really tough game today, especially after their, you know, last 2 fixtures. But yeah, to get a win, I think it's going to do us a world of good, and yeah, just glad they can enjoy the weekend.
How much of a lift did that goal give you that Caden took ever so well?
Yeah, we knew our chances were going to come from counter-attacks. Probably didn't expect it to come so early. Obviously, it was a mistake from them. And he took it amazingly. And I think because of the timing of it, it did naturally make us drop a little bit more and be a bit more defensive because we had something to hold on to. So, yeah, and we ended up like defending really well. But like I said, we probably did drop a little bit deeper and didn't have as much of the ball as we'd have liked.
You lost a couple of players to injury, which is always complicating matters. You had to defend for a long time. Did you get the sense as the second half went on, we're going to be okay here, we're going to see this through?
Yeah, I did. I mean, obviously, Cash started the game really well, and then, like, concussion, you just can't risk it with that. So Sonny coming in, obviously, you know, you're really confident that he's going to do a great job, and he was amazing when he came on. And then second half, obviously, a lot of tired bodies out there. You bring Ibu on with his legs and energy, gives you a little lift. You bring Tomo on. You bring Barks on, he's winning headers. Fozzie talking at the back. And it's just like, yeah, great team effort from everyone, and everyone to a man did their job.
And to go back to today as an occasion for you personally, how long have you been thinking about today and what it would be like walking out at Pride Park as a Derby player for the first time?
Yeah, I was. Well, yeah. I mean, I was just gearing towards the first game of the season, really, and like that was a lot to take in. And then, but like this morning, I basically when I woke up, knew it was going to be like more or less a sellout, and like the atmosphere, and it's a nice sunny day, and like you're just thinking, God. Like I do a thing where I just focus on the outcome a bit too much than the process. And I absolutely love the process. I love going out there and just warming up in like front of everyone, seeing people that I know in the crowd, and like the game. Like I love it. I love working together. I love playing. But like before, I know I won't be able to enjoy it unless we get a good result. So to get a good result, yeah, it's just it's been a good day.
I thought the stars might be aligning for you when you had that chance in the second half in front of the South stands.
I know, yeah. We sort of like worked on something like that, so I just wanted to get a good contact at it, and I thought it would have had a chance, and maybe could have done a bit better with that one. But yeah, I thought the same, to be fair.
I'm sure it'll come. Well done today.
Thank you.
Ben Osborn, what a day, what a performance for him as well. Results from the Championship so far this weekend. Coventry getting a 96th-minute winner to beat Oxford last night. Goalless in the game's other two lunchtime kick-offs, Portsmouth and Luton goalless, West Brom and Leeds as well. A sending off worth seeing for Luton's goalkeeper in the first half of that game. The 3 o'clocks are underway. Latest scores: Bristol City leading Millwall 2-0, Burnley 1-up against Cardiff, Blackburn leading at Norwich, and Sheffield United 2-up against Queen's Park Rangers as well. Still plenty of time to go in those games. All over here at Pride Park Stadium, where Derby County have their first Championship win of the season. They've beaten Middlesbrough by 1-0. You get more reaction to today's game on the website if you want it, dcfc.co.uk. But for now, from me, Barks, and the rest of the RamsTV team, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.